And good evening. Welcome back. It's 25 degrees with Alex Posani. A later edition tonight. Turns out getting up at 1 a.m. for work means you have a high danger of falling asleep on the couch afterwards. So we are here with the most infamous man in the NA3HL, Walter King of the Buzz Hockey Club. Walter, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Dude, I'm fired up. I was just telling Walter before the show that during the New Hampshire Mountain Kings series against the Binghamton Buzz, you were the most notable guy on the ice just from your antics, your in-game behavior. You were a lot of fun to watch. So the first thing I have to ask, and I mean no offense here, but this is an honest question. You like playing the role of the villain, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
That is your thing. You just like to be the sandpaper wearing guys down out there. So I guess the question is, how did you develop, a taste for that role?
Oh no, I've just always been like a big kid all my life. Like it just like happens. Like when you're big, you gotta like hit. You gotta play hard. Just expect that from me.
So how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Jeez, dude. That's and you're still somewhat you're an '08, right?
Yeah, I'm 17.
Okay, dude. So still, maybe pushing up towards the Chara range maybe in the next couple of years. But are you go out there, you hit, you agitate, and you back it up in the comment section of three trench fuck afterwards. Is
Yeah,
that just the whole philosophy of going out there and just trying to like be the sandpaper?
yeah. I just gotta like you just gotta like make them mad at you. Make them draw penalties. Get your team up anyway you can.
So a little bit of the Brad Marchand mentality.
Exactly.
Is that who you'd say you model your game after the most?
Yeah, I watched him growing up. Like I'm a Bruins fan. I'm from New England, so he's one of my favorite players.
And you certainly play like him. And I mean, it was notable from the very early moments of Game One. I was like, who the fuck is this guy out here? Like, what is this guy's deal? And like I said, after Game One, I was like, what is up with this dude? And then after Game Two, your commitment to the bit. That's the thing. And some guys, they'll go out there and they'll front, they'll act tough, but they ain't about that. That's not their game. And you can kind of tell, but dude, it was consistent. And honestly, I admire the hell out of that. So let's run down the Walter King story. You are a New Hampshire native, are you not?
I'm from Mass, but I live in New Hampshire.
From Mass, live in New Hampshire, grew up playing in the state.
Yeah, I grew up playing for Monarchs, which
Okay,
is
so
yeah, for Old Mountain Kings, pretty much.
so Tri-Town Ice Arena, Delta Dental Ice Arena. You didn't have to take a tour of the building when you got there. You already knew it pretty well.
That's my home right there.
Yeah. So grew up playing for the Monarchs. When did you start playing hockey?
Probably when I was like 6 or 7.
Okay, so a pretty young start. And playing for the Monarchs. Did you play any other sports growing up?
I played baseball for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I can see it. I'm a baseball kid myself. I grew up in the South. You
Yeah,
definitely got the.
I wasn't good at it at all.
Oh, neither was I. That's why I'm a podcast host. No, no, I knew that my contributions were going to come off the field, but no, there's something about baseball kids, and I think everyone knows this. You've got a little bit of it, the whatever makes you be a baseball kid, just that swagger, that confidence. So grew up playing for the Monarchs. Uh, Went on to the Northern Cyclones.
Yeah,
See,
that was last season, like 16 years.
so you took your talents on down to Hudson. What was it like playing for the Cyclones? Did you enjoy it down there?
Yeah, I loved it down there. It made me develop into what I am now. Uh, no, I've never been really good, never been a skill guy. And my coach there told me that like, you're not gonna be a skill guy, so you gotta hit, you gotta drop boundaries. So that's pretty much how I became me.
So I've been in the NA3HL since 2017. First with the Texas Brahmas, and then with the dearly departed Mid Cities Junior Stars, our great 2-45 year, my 1 year there, and then with the Mountain Kings basically since the start. I moved up here for the start of the franchise. And I'll say this about the NA3HL. There's no glory in the trenches. There's no honor. This is not a place of, recognition or fame, but it's a place where guys like you, it's if you just try and go out there and dangle and look all cute, you're going to get blown the fuck up. And there is a role in the NA3 in a way that is unlike many junior leagues today and hockey leagues in general. You're going to have guys who are like you. I mean, guys who they're going to play the physical edge. They're going to play that gritty mentality. I mean, some of the best players, some of the most effective players in my personal memory are guys who, they're not going to light up the score sheet, but they're going to intimidate, they're going to agitate, they're going to frustrate. I mean, one of my favorite players I ever had, I got to work with the NA3HL's all-time leader in penalty minutes, Isaac Fuller, had over 500 in one season. That dude was a bad motherfucker. Had a big blonde mustache and a mullet. That was a tough dude. He was good. One of the first guys I think of when I think of, good players is when I was on the Texas Brahmas in 2019, we had this kid named Shane DiTullio who was not tall. He was, I have to look it up because he was a small guy from Connecticut. He was 5'6", 185. But he was fearless. It was like Richie Aprile from The Sopranos. I don't know if you're a Sopranos guy, but he would go out there and mix it up with anybody. And he was, in my opinion, he was a huge part of why the Texas Brahmas won the championship in 2019. He was, had 2 goals, 8 assists in 41 games, but he would go out there and he played the role. So you were telling us about the Cyclones and how your coach really helped you develop your identity as a player. How big is, as a player in a junior league, knowing your role and executing to that role, how important is that to the success of a junior hockey team?
I feel like it's really crucial in juniors. It's a lot physical, like playing against grown men. You gotta have someone to like put like some fear into them so they don't play as good.
And that's your role. That's your place on the team. And I'll tell you the truth. Of the last Null game this past Saturday night, we had a few NA3HL players there from the Mountain Kings, and when I let them know who was going to be on my podcast today, they were all pretty. The first question was why. The second question is what, they are giving me some questions to ask, but I'm going to say this, I like what you do out there, and I earned a ton of respect for you. And my question is, your first year in the NA3, you made a little bit of a name for yourself. You got on 3 trench.
A couple of
So,
times.
dude, in 16 games, you made quite the impact. So, year 1, building the brand. Year 2, you got to imagine you're going to have a bit of a target on your back, right?
Yeah, every game I go to, I'm getting chirped. I'm getting like cheap shotted, but I don't really care. I even have a fan page on TikTok.
A fan page on TikTok.
Yeah.
Want to give a shout out to him?
Yeah, it's Walter's World.
Walter's World on TikTok. That's the Walter King, the fan page, the fan club. You need to you need to embrace like you need to sell some t-shirts there. Maybe a marketing idea. You ever watch Breaking Bad?
A little bit.
Yeah. So Walter is not, you don't hear that name a whole lot in the world in sports in 2026. Is that a family name or something?
Yeah, it's a family name. Like my grandpas, my uncles have it.
It's pretty sick. So you're carrying on the legacy. Did anyone else in your family play hockey?
No, I'm the first hockey player in my family.
Dude, you're the Neil Armstrong first steps. And I mean, at this point, you're 17. You've been playing since you were 6 or 7, as you said. So, I mean, this is life now? Like, do you plan on making obviously you still have a couple of years of juniors left, but are you going to be the guy who seeks glory in 11 p.m. beer league and then takes the kids to the rink? Is this your life now?
Yeah, hockey's my life, and it always has been, always will.
Well, that's awesome, and it's one of those things where like I kind of get it myself. My parents were kind of hockey fans, but I didn't grow up playing. It kind of took me finding it on my own. And now that I'm in it, I've made an entire career out of it. So, I mean, what is after year 1 in the NA3, you've still got a good 2 or 3 years left. So, I mean, what's the goal? Are you going to try and maybe push for a spot with an all team, or maybe see where you can go with this thing?
Um, for next season, I already have an EHL team. That I'm most likely going to, but I would love to make it to the null.
Are we cool announcing the CHL team? Do you want to break the news right here?
Oh no, EHL.
Yeah, no, EHL. Yeah, are we cool announcing it? Do you want to break the news?
Not yet. I'm not officially signed,
Okay. So we're gonna keep that on the back burner. But hey, EHL's a big jump. So this past year, you played in the USPHL Premier with the Thunder Hockey Club. That's where you started, and then you went to the NA3. What was the difference in skill jumping from the USP Premier to the NA3?
I say the NA3 was less skillful but more gritty,
Right.
and Premier was a lot more skill. It was a lot. We got the team I was on, the Thunder. We got pumped every game. We were terrible, and going to the NA3, I was on a good team and not getting pumped and actually winning games. So it was pretty nice making the jump to NA3.
So you went to the Buzz Hockey Club, formerly known as the Binghamton Buzz. Were they already in Elmira by the time you got there?
Yeah, they were in Elmira when I got there.
Awesome. So the Buzz in their second year didn't quite live up to the first year of the Binghamton Buzz, where they were an absolute freaking wagon. But year 2, they started rough and they got better. I mean, in the room and on the team, what was it like? I mean, you had a pretty solid goalie and Dalton Elliott as a returner. But, going into year 2, getting bounced from your rink and ending up in Elmira, I mean, what was the environment playing like? Were you drawing a lot of fans in Elmira?
No, we had no fans in Elmira. But everything else, I loved it. It was awesome.
Then they were, a solid organization to play for.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've always thought that the NA3 doesn't do as good a job of promoting itself. And I've genuinely believed this since year 1, that if more people knew about the NA3 as like an alternative to paying $25 for an ECHL game, you could fill the rink. I mean, it's entertaining hockey. It's fun. I mean, I've enjoyed working in it, being around it. Where do you think the NA3, what can it do better, and where can it go from here?
I know the team I was on, like we had a lot of fans that went to the NAL games, but absolutely like maybe like a family that pulls up to like the NA3 game. I feel like NA3 teams should just post more about it and like also
Yeah.
do community events and stuff.
I mean, maybe, for the Buzz, setting up a table at, an Elmira game. Setting up a table, giving away, rally towels or T-shirts or what have you, just raising awareness. I mean, at the end of the day, I think awareness is a huge part of it. So, I mean, the NA3, like, we both have known, doesn't promote itself that well. That's where you get guys like Trench Puck to, have some fun. So your first Trench Puck appearance, how did you find out that you were now in the honestly the most glory you can find in the trenches? Like, just tell me the whole story.
I think the first time I got posted on Trench Park on Three Trench or whatever you call it, I forgot like how you say it. Yeah. I was with Thunder, and like my teammate showed me in the locker room, like, "Yo, ain't this you?" And that's how I figured out what it was.
Then your first reaction to seeing yourself on there.
I thought it was pretty cool that I got posted.
And then I guess the second time was the playoffs, wasn't it?
I think the second time was when I fought a kid on Long Beach Shark.
So you went for the hat trick, the three trench hat trick this year.
Yeah, I think I got 4 posts.
4.
Yeah.
Dude, you were becoming a social media star. So were you into like Brody True at all back in the day when he was doing his thing?
No, that kid annoyed me.
So my first year in New Hampshire was his last year with the junior hat tricks. And he got a penalty for refusing to drop his gloves during a fight. And he spent the entire 2 minutes in the box trying to big dog, whoever he went up against about his subscriber numbers on YouTube. And I'm just sitting down there, and I'm just like, dude, you're not winning. Like, this is not a winning strategy. This is not. Honestly, like, I could clown on the guy all day just because I think he's a bozo, but I mean, he did draw a lot of attention to the NA3, but from a guy who's actually out there, not a whole lot of respect for the Brody True method, right?
Yeah.
Just not your thing. Not your. You're not on the. Aside from the occasional podcast appearance here, you're not going to be making vlogs about, oh, we just got swept in Long Beach, or like, oh, we're at the showcase. You're not bringing the ring light to the showcase with you.
I don't plan on doing that.
Oh my God, Brody True. Should we have him on the podcast?
Invite him right now.
Dude, I mean, I will get him on in a future date. I mean, I think that'd be pretty fun just to see how big of a fucking clown that guy is. I can't stand him personally, but I do I admire what he does. Like, I think he did bring a little bit of attention in A3, which, for a league that doesn't really promote itself, is not a terribly bad thing. So, the Buzz Hockey Club in year 2. Still had Keegan Elliott, still had Dalton Elliott. They added you. Basically, after, this Andrew Jaswin was a returner, Theo Fritz. Not a terrible year. How would you rate year 2 of the Buzz? I mean, I know you're coming in a little bit later, but what are your thoughts after year 2?
It was nice. I believe, like, obviously, like, making the playoffs is a good thing to do. And I think they did pretty solid.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Uh, how much fun is it having a guy like Dalton Elliott
No,
in
I love
goal?
that kid. He was one of my favorite people on the team.
He's a G. I mean, he is talented, and he is a good. He's at the NA3 level, you gotta have a goalie who can steal you a game, and there are a few guys who are better than that at the NA3 level than Dalton Elliott. You gotta let him know to hop on the show this summer. Open invite. We'll get Dalton on this thing. Uh, what are some of the highlights from this year between the USP and between the NA3? Some of the moments that you're gonna look back on and feel pretty good about.
Um, I was like when I get my first point, my first goal, and Prem. Now I was so excited to get my first juniors point and goal. My first fight, I was the most hyped about back in Prem. Uh, Making playoffs in my first year was awesome.
So, first goal, first point, first fight. You had some fan support at the games in Hookset. I guess being a local guy, it was pretty awesome. When you found out you were playing New Hampshire, what was the first thing you thought?
I thought like I was happy that I got to go home, see my family, see my girl. You know, I'm happy to play at a rink that I grew up with.
Was it kind of like a full circle moment going out there for warm ups and you know looking around and seeing the? I mean, it's the same rink with a different paint scheme, but I'd
And
have to
with
imagine that felt pretty great.
Yeah, it was crazy actually seeing fans in those stands. Never passed the stands at the Monarchs games.
No, and that's I think our NA3 team, especially the Mountain Kings, we do a really good job of promoting the NA3 team. I mean, we had the NA3HL's first ever radio show this year. Uh, Nate Carter does a really good job of, boosting this thing up. But I guess my question for you is where, for the NA3 East Division, played 16 games. How many of the other rinks did you end up seeing this year?
I ended up going to Long Beach in Maine and Norwich.
What do you think about Norwich?
Like the team of a rink.
Both, honestly. I mean, we're open forum here. We're just having fun.
The team kind of ticked me off. They were chirpy. Making fun of me because I have to wear a bubble. You know.
You're right. And
But
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
and the rink was kind of meh, kind of bad.
Yeah. Uh, they definitely one of the more NA3HL like rinks, in my opinion. I do like the fact that there is a Chili's right by. I'm a big Chili's guy. I love Chili's. I'm the world's foremost Chili's defender. What did you think of the new rink in Maine? I mean, obviously they moved out of the Colisee recently. Your thoughts as to what they got going on there?
Maine was pretty good. I played there as a kid also. No, so I was used to it.
So, what are some of the things that you found in the NA3 that obviously you were talking about? It's more gritty, it's more physical. as opposed to the USPHL Premier, what are some of the other things that you were able to find on the NA3?
But NA3, at least my team, we had like a social media account and everything, and we had like a broadcaster too, and it was such a
Oh, the great,
great Mark Sadowski.
the great Mark. He is. We had him there at the rink for the playoff games, and man, he was fun to be around. I love guys like that. So, social media. So, overall, the whole presentation and everything was a little bit stepped up.
Yeah, but rank was beautiful too. Like everything was just a lot more fancy compared to what I was in Prem.
Where are I believe the Thunder this year? Weren't they out of Manchester?
Yeah, out of JFK Memorial Coliseum.
A historic rink. I believe that's where the Monarchs, the actual AHL Monarchs, played their first ever game. Were you a big AHL, ECHL Monarchs guy back in the day?
No, I never really noticed because I
Didn't really
didn't.
make it down to SNHU Arena.
I only thought NHL was like the only pro league out there when I was younger.
So you grew up a Bruins fan. Uh, Obviously, we're talking the mid 2010s, the Patrice Bergeron, Zdeno Chara, Tuukka Rask, the good years of the Bruins. What are some of your favorite memories as a Bruins fan?
Um, my favorite memory gotta be in 2011 when we won the cup. I actually got to touch the Stanley Cup, so that was sick.
How old
Uh,
were you then?
Back in 2011, like two.
So that's got to be your earliest hockey memory.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, starting at 6 or 7, a little bit later. What got you on the ice?
Um, but what got me on the ice? I grew up in a really hockey town. I grew up in Tewksbury, Mass. We had like a bunch of like we had a youth team, we had high school teams. Like it was just a hockey centered town.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Junior Rangers there, right?
Junior Redmond, not off of the Rangers.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I playing at Breakaway Ice Center.
Yeah.
That's I've score kept there quite a bit. That pro shop is pretty sick with all the autograph stuff in there. So growing up in Tewksbury, big into hockey. I mean, obviously the high school hockey scene in Mass is unbelievable. Did you? I mean, I guess by the time you were in high school, were you already up in New Hampshire?
Yeah, I moved to New Hampshire in like seventh grade, so I never got to play high school hockey.
So missing out on that. Obviously, you are doing juniors, which few kids end up doing. Do you have what's the nearest high school hockey team to you?
Um, so I live in like a really small town in New Hampshire, so we don't even have a high school in our town. We have to go to a different town for high school, and that town doesn't even have a hockey team. So like, there's like absolutely no hockey, like high school hockey around here.
So I guess juniors is your best opportunity. So year one, this past year with you doing the USPHL and Premier, possibly going to the EHL next year. You've got 3 years left. How many more trench puck appearances do you think you're going to make? Over under 5 in the next 3 years.
I mean, if I play another season in like in tier three, it'll probably be over five. Especially I get to revise the next season too. So
Oh, you got to be really looking forward to that. Are your parents looking forward to the dental bill there?
I was actually wearing a visor back in Prem because they let me, and my teeth are still here. So lucky me.
What does your mom think about the role you play out there? I mean, obviously, moms are great, love our moms, but when they see their sons mixing it up out there, they don't always have the highest opinion on that. Is she always someone, maybe in the sends you a text or a call afterwards, like, hey, what are you doing out there? Or is she the loudest person yelling, kick his ass, kick his ass?
Dude, usually my parents love it. Like especially my dad loves to see me fight and hit.
So you're not
Usually
having
my
to.
usually my mom like is yelling at me to knock off my little shenanigans. But
Oh man, that's not an unusual dynamic, right?
yeah,
No man, no, that's fine. I mean, and next year, with no with going to the visor, I have to imagine that there's probably going to be a few more shenanigans out there.
yeah. I feel like a lot of kids didn't fight me in the NA3 because I had a bubble on.
That was a. I don't want to betray the confidence of my NA3 teammates, but that was a common question about why were you going after guys when you're wearing the bubble. I admire it. I mean, because wearing a bubble, you toss the helmet, you're gonna gain another penalty, right? I mean, it's an additional game for removing the helmet.
It depends. When I when I took off my helmet to fight, I didn't get like an extra suspension. I just got like more penalty minutes.
So I guess it's kind of a subjective thing based on the NA3HL is a developmental league for the officials as well, so that kind of works out in your favor from time to time. I think it certainly adds to the cost benefit analysis. Wearing a bubble, you're probably a little bit less likely. Like, it's got to be worth it for you to mix it up. I mean, is that one of those things that you kind of have to weigh in your head when you're getting into an altercation?
Dude, it didn't really affect anything. Like when I switched from to back to the bubble when I went to NA3, didn't really change anything.
But then you're still doing your thing out there.
Yeah.
Oh man. So aside from hockey, you know, what does the day in the life of Walter King look like?
The day in the life, I usually just work out and go to work.
Then do you big golf guy? Big like what do you like to do in your free time?
I like to work on my car on four wheels. I like to ride four wheels.
Big four-wheel guy?
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about living in New Hampshire is, all the great four-wheel trails and paths and stuff. You a snowmobile guy at all?
No, I hate the cold.
No. Then why are you playing hockey, right?
It's usually warm inside the rinks. It's
That is
nothing.
true. That is true. Uh, so big gym guy. You big weights, big cardio. Like, what do you like to like? What's the workout sesh look like?
Usually just weights because like cardio low key makes me mad.
And you know that's I think it's a common thing, just trying to bulk up and put on a little bit of muscle to be able to throw your weight around. I mean, if it's 6'5", that's a pretty big frame. So just trying to add to it. I mean, other than that, you big movie guy, video games. Like, what do you like to do?
Yeah, I've read video games a lot.
What's your game of choice?
Oh, this is gonna be nerdy, but Destiny 2.
That's not a bad selection. I'm actually not a whole lot of Destiny guys in junior hockey. Most guys I know are playing Chell or doing that. That's honestly pretty solid. I mean, you just grow up playing games. Like, what are some of the games you've enjoyed in your life?
Yeah, I grew up like playing video games, like when I was a kid, like Plants vs Zombies, Garden
Oh hell
Warfare,
yeah!
Fortnite. Obviously, every kid
Right.
played that. and Destiny.
Yeah, man. So you big online gamer? Are you a shit talker on the headset?
Yeah, I'm just really good at shit talking.
Has that made you a better hockey player playing online games?
I believe so.
Yeah. I will say this, and I've had some discussions with people who actually know a little bit more about the way the brain works and neuroscience. Because I'll say this, I'm a fucking idiot on like 99% of that stuff. But there is a theory going around right now that, playing video games, playing online games, stuff where, you fail at an objective and then you have to, re-rack and find a different way that makes, like, it helps the executive function of your brain. It helps you strategize and do better the next time around. Like, it teaches you how to fail and how to recognize where you messed up and get back to, trying a different way. So what's I mean, I think that's something that, I find interesting. I mean, I've been playing games since I was a kid. It's always funny, like, I'm 28 now, and so I'm having to remind myself that I'm rapidly becoming an old man. That when you were born in 2008, I was already 10 years old, and that fact alone makes me want to launch myself into the direction of the nearest 18 wheeler. But it's time moves on; it doesn't really stop. You big music guy at all?
Uh, yeah.
What do you like to listen to?
Mostly like diverse dad rock. Like into that. My
I'm
my
big
team is
classic.
my team is to put me in aux because I would like pull out really good songs like that, good rock songs. I was an aux guy.
Little Led Zeppelin, Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I'm classic rock guy myself. I spent too much time listening to 92.5 in Dallas, Texas, and I'm divorced dad. Like my friends tell me I have divorced dad energy. So that's which I don't know that's a great thing, but it is kind of fun. Some of the musicians you like, who we got?
I'll actually look at my Spotify right now, so I'm not lying.
Dude, let's go.
Dude, this dude, my phone's so old. Oh my god.
Let's get it. I'm curious to hear this.
We got Basement, we got Limp Bizkit, we got 3 Days Grace,
Oh
um,
hell
Rise,
yeah.
Rise Against, Deftones.
Dude. Sounds like my high school baseball play. Lanterns by Rise Against. You familiar with that song?
Nah.
I would definitely recommend you check it out. It was on the NHL 14 soundtrack. The great NHL. I mean, arguably the best NHL video game of all time. NHL 14. You a big guy in the NHL series? You ever dabble in Chell?
Yeah, I play Chell a lot.
Franchise mode, hut. What are we doing on there,
Usually I just rip World of Chell.
dude? Fuck yeah. Who is the best at Chell on the Buzz?
I didn't really play Chell with any of the guys, but I'm pretty good at Chell, so I'm just gonna be cocky and say me.
Are we issuing a challenge? Are we saying that you could go up against any guy on the Buzz Hockey Club at Chell and take him on?
I believe so.
Dude. Let's put it on wax. Let's make it official. Dude, I love it. We should do, and this is something I've said, the NA3, I mean, a common complaint, I've said it like half a dozen times already, doesn't always promote itself in the best way. At the showcase in Blaine, should the league have a Chell tournament over the 3 days. Pick
I
one
wasn't
guy
there.
from each team,
I
and
wasn't there, but I would love that to happen. That'd be awesome.
yeah, one guy from each team, and take him on. Hardcore, Hall of Fame difficulty level, and just bracket it like March Madness style, and then just see who can walk away with the prize. What do you think the prize should be for that tournament?
It should be like hella money and like a trophy.
Maybe let someone make like a miniature Fraser Cup.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
I've held the Fraser Cup before with the team I worked for at the start. The Texas Brahmas won my second year. I've drank champagne out of the Fraser Cup, and
I was
it's a
wishing I
great
was doing
moment.
that right now.
Was that,
I wish I was doing that right now. Even though I'm not old enough to drink, I wish I was just drinking beer out of a freezer right now.
dude? Honestly, it's funny. I won in my second year, and it was a great experience. I got a ring. I mean, it was such a good team we were a part of, but I kind of wish I hadn't won in my second year. Like, I think and I've said this a million times, I don't think I really appreciated how hard it was to win a championship when you do it in year two. And going into, I mean, this has been my 9th year in the league, going into a full decade, haven't won since. I felt pretty good about the Mountain Kings' chances going into the playoffs. Obviously, Long Beach, proved that I don't know jack shit. So, but having not won since, like, I definitely appreciate just how difficult it is. And is that something that, you got swept in the first round? I mean, it happens to the best of us. Happened to the Mountain Kings the previous 2 years. Going into, next year, be it at any level you go to, is that going to make you appreciate, the ups and downs even more as a player?
Yeah, I believe like I went through playoffs. I seen like we lost. I feel like that's gonna make me appreciate like every moment I have because tomorrow's not guaranteed. You gotta work your ass off to keep on playing.
Then it's one of those things where, junior hockey for players, I mean, I've spent like almost 3 times the average junior career being in for 9 years. So like when I started, there were players older than me, and now it's like there are players that are a decade younger than me in this thing. So unless you're, in the business side, unless you're a true degenerate like me, then it's temporary. It's going to go by. What are your plans for after juniors?
I'm hoping that once I graduate high school, I can go and play college. Like right after I graduate high school, I'm hoping to go to college.
Do you have, is it ACHA ambitions? Maybe push for a D3 spot somewhere?
Yeah, I would love to go play NCAA. So
It's
I
not
won't mind.
impossible.
Yeah, I won't mind if I go Archer D1. I won't mind. I'll
Yeah.
let it slide.
Would you think about going out to like Texas A&M or those western states where the Acha is just absolutely insane?
Yeah, I would love to like go down south to go play college puck, especially like somewhere like lit, like with a lot of fans, a lot of life in the college.
Yeah. One of the first ever hockey games I went to was an Acha game between University of Texas and University of North Texas at the Farmers Branch Star Center in Farmers Branch, Texas. And UT just steamrolled UNT. I think it was 21-0. Not a good day for the Mean Green. Still in this, community-sized rink, like the size of Tri-Town, I mean, it was sold out. And It was an insane atmosphere. And I've been to some really good, people talk shit about the gotcha because it's club hockey. It's a club sport. ETBU, Texas A&M. I mean, we saw the, OU and OSU sold out in a 15,000 seat ECHL arena. You saw that, those clips. That I've been to the BOK, the Bank of Oklahoma Center. That is a massive facility. It's NHL size, and it's it's way nicer than Tulsa, Oklahoma deserves for an EC. It's way nicer than any ECHL team deserves. I mean, that's not a shot against Tulsa. I think Tulsa's like super underrated. It's ridiculously nice, and they sold it out. I mean, they had a Texas versus Texas A&M at the Cotton Bowl on the ice after the Winter Classic. Like, they're doing stuff down there because it can kind of fly under the radar that I guess is a little bit harder to do up here. But, I mean, that's one of the opportunities provided down there. I mean, thinking about, out west, any schools in mind that you would, be particularly, like, motivated to go to?
Anywhere in like Florida, I would love.
Big Florida guy?
Yeah, I want to wrestle an alligator.
Honestly, I'll say this. Few things scare me. I don't like snakes, and I don't like alligators. I don't like reptiles. And I think that alligators are like some sort of prehistoric, like, I mean, it is April. It is alligator mating season right now in Florida, so they're out and about. I'm terrified of alligators. I spend enough time in Louisiana to see them. You'll be driving down the highway or like a back roads, and you just shine a light into like the swamp and just see all the eyes. It freaks the shit out of me. Better than any cup of coffee. That'll wake you up on the 3-hour drive home. If there's one person I know who I think would go up against an alligator and win, I think you can do it. And I genuinely mean that. I think you've got just that fuck it, we ball mentality. You could take an alligator. What would your strategy be? Because it's going to try and get you in its mouth and do the roll. So what's your strategy if you were to go up against an alligator?
Just like jump on it back and put it in a chokehold. That would be my strat.
Try and how would you slew foot an alligator?
I would just like jump on it, just like and like roll around it and put it in a chokehold.
The Walter King death roll.
You saw it the first game.
I did. You were a bit alligator-esque out there. That was quite impressive. Well, Walter, dude, this has been an absolute blast. And there is something I do want to do in the near future. I want to get guys from different teams. I want to have you and a couple, like a guy from the Mountain Kings. I want to have you and like a Norwich guy. Like, let's do an NA3HL East Division roundtable. Are you down for that?
I would love that.
Dude, let's make it fun. Let's have a great summer. Let's make some content. Thank you so much for, being willing to, hop into the fray here and, get in and do this with me.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be on here. Thank you for being
Absolutely. You were incredible, man. So, we will talk again. We will be in touch, but from all of us here from me here at 25 Degrees, this is the first 2 episodes getting posted today. You're getting an episode each week, so maximize the value, which, I mean, you're already getting because you're not paying for jack shit here. So all of us, or all of me, have a good one, folks. Thank you, Walter.
Thank you.